It's over. And I don't just mean for the season. I mean for number 2 also. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I'm going to discuss the New York Jets 19-3 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday Night Football, their one primetime game this year, with their chance to keep their season alive. Had to go to QB4, Chris Streveler. Let's get into it. So, actually, phenomenal start to this game. Could not have started any better for the New York Jets as Jacksonville starts with the ball, and Quinnen Williams, who was back, comes up with a strip sack like immediately, right away in the game. A huge play, Jets ball. They just get incredible field position and run, untouched sack. Jets would settle for 3 and go up 3-0. And that, if you were looking for any more coverage of Jets scoring, that's it. You don't have to watch any more of the video because it would end there. But if you're interested in what else would happen in this game and just overall the discourse that's going to come out of it, continue to watch. So, Evan Ingram, the Jets were getting murdered by Evan Ingram all night. Big play there, 19-yard run on third down. Just bad third down defense for the New York Jets on the first drive. Luckily, they would get an incomplete pass on one that probably could have went into the end zone with a better throw from Trevor Lawrence. He was really good today. It was incomplete. Jaguars settled for 3, so a 3-3 game. Then you get, for the next Jets possession, Conklin wide open. Turns into a big play, 27 yards there. Streveler package, more on Streveler coming up in a little bit. A false start. Then you get an Aaron Zach Wilson pass, and Zach throws it away, and then the Jets punt. Next possession, Quinnen Williams comes up with a tip. So like in the first quarter, you had a Quinnen Williams strip sack, a sack, a fumble, and also a PBU in the first 2 series. That's how important this guy is. Do whatever you can to re-sign him, please, going forward. Then you have Ingram, who would beat Quincy Williams in coverage, that's just a mismatch. Lawrence was really moving the ball well. That was just an unbelievable drive. Etienne picks up a first down inside the 5. 2 run stops. Brendan Sheriff, the right guard, would go down with an injury, and then Lawrence would go over the top for a touchdown to put them up 10-3. Just a crippling drive, like a 16-play drive, marched them right down the field. A rare Breeden Man good punt also, by the way, on that one. Zach rolls out on the next possession. He is able to find Garrett Wilson. Nice play there. Then you'd get an illegal formation. Then you find Bam Knight on a check down. It's like, okay, maybe the Jets are going to start moving the ball a little bit. Nope, George Fant, false start. That kills everything. Jets are forced to punt yet again. Trevor Lawrence, big run for a first down on this next possession. Evan Ingram gets loose again. The Jaguars are moving it and looking good on offense. They would settle for a 45-yard field goal attempt now in the pouring rain and wind. That's not an easy thing, but they would hit it. They'd go up 13-3. At this time, you need just about anything to get the ball moving. Instead, sack, batted down, punt. Like, just not competitive on offense. Lawrence would find Travis Etienne for a first down on the next possession. They'd move the ball. They'd get back into field goal range. They attempted a long one. No good. Do the Jets have life? Not really. They do a couple check downs, and then Zach Wilson throws up a prayer on a Hail Mary, which is picked off. And that would pretty much take you right to the half. Jets at halftime. So this is kind of where I think you could blame Robert Saleh or have some criticism of Robert Saleh at this point. After the half, with how bad the Jets looked on offense, they should have made a switch to Chris Streveler, who did come in the game late and did put up some nice, production, but instead stick it with Zach Wilson. The Jets go 3 and out. They punt it right back to the Jaguars. Evan Ingram comes up with another big play on this drive. He had over 100 receiving yards. Evan Ingram and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They would kick a field goal to go up 16-3 at this point. So while the Jets defense, this was probably one of their worst games, they were still holding the Jags to only field goals. They bend but didn't break. They would finish with, spoiler, they'd finish giving up just 19 points. It's kind of funny that the bad defense day was a 19-point performance. Jets next possession, holding, sack, punt. Just, I mean, like literal, unwatchable, not competitive, pathetic football. Absolutely pathetic football. Jacksonville Jaguars would punt it back to the New York Jets. And here comes Chris Streveler. All right, he comes in, he runs a little check down, dump it down. And then you have a bomb to CJ Uzomah, which he underthrew by like 15 yards. Probably would have been a touchdown if he was able to. He was way past the defense. He was able to connect on it, but Uzomah had to come way, way, way back, way on the throne, but you'll take it. They're moving the ball. And then you have Corey Davis with his weekly drop. I'm sorry to laugh, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm just like, I don't know. It's frustrating. Jet fans are frustrated. I'm frustrated. Corey Davis, through his 2 years with the New York Jets, has been injured or come up with a big drop. I understand there's been some nice moments. There's been some clutch moments. He's a good blocker. I hear all that. Not good enough. He's going to get cut. There is no way you bring him back next year. Then you pick up a fourth down. Nice throw to Garrett Wilson. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be enough, though. They would end up turning it over on downs. Jacksonville takes over. Lawrence picks up another first down with his legs. He looked really good tonight. Big throw to Zay Jones, picks up the first down, and then eventually the Jets defense would force a punt. As I said, kind of really clamped it down defensively in the second half here. Garrett Wilson would pick up a first down on fourth down, right? So the Jets get the ball. They're in fourth down mode. They pick it up. Garrett Wilson fumbles because I forget which Jaguars defender it was, but he ended up kind of kicking the ball out as he was going in for the tackle. Gifts the Jaguars great field position. They kick another field goal, 19-3. So the Jets really only gave up 6 points in the second half. They were significantly better in the second half, but just offense was not competitive today. Streveler runs around a little bit. You had some fun there. You get a turnover on downs, and a 19-3 final pretty much puts the nail in the coffin that was the 2022 Jets season and the career of Zach Wilson as a New York Jet. I don't know how he comes back from this. And I've been, I think I've been one of the more patient people with Zach Wilson. I wanted to see, 2 years of Zach Wilson. And when he was struggling early on in the season, I thought there were some nice moments and he was managing the game okay. But really from that, I was going to say the first Patriots game, but really the Denver game I thought started to begin the badge started to leak its way through a little bit more. It really came off the rails here. And the fan base is over it. They're done with it. I don't know. He went 9 of 18, 50% completion percentage against the worst pass defense in the NFL, 92 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And he got benched for a CFL quarterback in Chris Streveler. And Streveler comes in and goes 10 of 15 for 90 yards and had another 9 carries for 54 yards. And that's another quarterback where he comes in and the offense looks like it's running significantly more smoothly. I don't know what you do here. Again, it's a shame that the Jets, they now dropped to 7-8 on the season after starting 5-2. Yes, injuries are a major, major part of this as well. Losing Breece Hall hurt. Losing Elijah Vera Tucker really hurt this team. They've had a million different starting tackles. George Fant stunk. Nate Herbig, who was a nice story, has really come back to earth. Laken Tomlinson's absolutely stunk all year. Dwayne Brown had a few penalties this week. The running game has virtually had nothing going the last few weeks. But at the end of the day, it's just you can't win with that level of quarterback play. And that's going to be the story this offseason. Again, unfortunately, the story is going to be how do they figure out the quarterback position? They took a swing on the 3rd overall pick with Sam Darnold back in 2018, gave him 3 years. It didn't work out. Zach Wilson was a number 2 overall pick, and he looked worse. He was a good prospect coming out. It just has not worked. And I don't know. I think he needs a really bad reset and probably a fresh start somewhere else, because I don't know how you come back from getting benched for Chris Streveler and getting booed off the field multiple times. Yes, he's not the first quarterback to get booed off the field at MetLife Stadium or, for Jets or Giants or anywhere, but That's just as bad and as pathetic as it gets. And they have 10 days off now. You get Seattle and you get Miami, but unfortunately, now with 8 losses on the season, it's going to be incredibly difficult. I don't know. You're going to need a ton of help in order to make the playoffs at this point. That does not seem like a reality. It's a bummer that they got to this point, but I mean, if you go all the way back to before the season started, everyone would have signed up for meaningful December games, which is what you got. Didn't think they'd go 0-4 in those 4 games, in those December games, but it just, again, the injuries, the poor quarterback play, their young team, the future's still really bright, but it's kind of just, it's a tough ending to what was a really fun season for a while there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say on this one. It was bad. It is deflating in your one primetime game, which, for the love of God, don't keep begging for the NFL to put this team in primetime. Please, just let's keep the Sunday at 1 o'clock forever, because that was terrible. It's 11:30 when I'm recording this video now, and it's just there's no reason to have to get embarrassed in primetime again. So that's gonna do it for me today. Sound off in the comments below. Let out your frustrations. By the way, mock draft 1.0 tomorrow. So there you go. That's going to do it. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you next time.